You like role-playing games, son? Yes, father, but I also like Mount and Blade. Is there not a way to get the best of both worlds? Roleplay is my favourite medieval peasant, but still get the great combat experience the Mount and Blade offers. Of course you can, son. Now come here. I got something for you. Mount & Blade Warband has had some incredible mods, especially in its multiplayer scene, one of the most famous being CRPG, a persistent PvP arena mod that lets people fight in sieges or battles, gain XP and money, and level up your character, sometimes get a little bit too attached to it and put fat mods on it and, well, have some nice alone time. You could buy gear and weapons to become the strongest in the land and fight to the death. The mod itself was kind of almost identical to Warband's already implemented multiplayer, with the same game modes and gameplay, yet with the separate third-party website where you can make complete custom character progressions and level yourself up. It even got to the point where there was a separate strategist map that clans could battle for castles and fiefs in organized events, and then these would show up on this website map at where their territory has expanded to. There was even a feature where after level 31 you could retire your character and start again at level 1, carrying across some perks, becoming the ultimate smurf. Yet screw Mount & Blade Warband, kick it to the side and slap it in the face. We've got Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord now, and since the introduction of custom servers, it was all steam ahead for multiplayer mods to start making an impact on the scene. First, we got a look at Sword and Musket, then even some hints at a full Invasion 3. I see you, Jackie Fish, getting to play that early. And now the big boy is back, the goat of Mount & Blade's PvP scene, CRPG. First things first, you're going to want to head over to their ModDB page, download the launcher, but make sure you've got Steam open at the same time. Oh, and you need Bannerlord installed. Then, heading onto the CRPG website, you're going to find a blank page. Okay, well, let's link my Steam account. Now, just to cover my ass, do this at your own risk. Look, the mod devs may steal your children with this information, but hey, the loss of a firstborn for the chance to play a cool Mount & Blade mod, it's a deal that I'm willing to make, so let's link my Steam account. Nothing will really happen until you enter your first game though, so click on CRPG, it's now its own desktop item, and find yourself a server. You can use the server filters to get the one that's got CRPG installed on it. You'll find that you start with nothing, stupid peasant clothes, nothing more than maybe a pitchfork if you're lucky. So stick with your friends because you're going to die over and 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 over again. Hey, I hit so... Oh, never mind, I'm dead again. But you'll make it through your first match, gain some XP and some cash. The actual amount of XP and cash you earn relates to how long the games go on for and can be multiplied depending on how well you perform during matches. So then head back onto the website after your first match and your character will appear. In the top left, you've got your level, your character screen, the shop, and the clans tab. Let's forget about that clan tab for now, since I despise everything to do with community and human interaction. Your level, however, indicates, well, your level. I don't have to go to that. The shop, though, is where you can purchase all the best goodies. All armor is separate from head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You can purchase a bit of body armor or a hat, maybe if that's what you want to do. However, one of the first things I recommend is to invest in better body armor and maybe a better weapon. In terms of XP, this can be put into weapon skills. You can find it very similar to Warband's weapon proficiencies. You know, your one-handed, your two-handed, archery, throwing skills, even your shield, and so on and so forth. Upgrade your iron flesh to give yourself more health, your athletics for faster running, or your riding if you were a horse girl when you were younger. But you will start pretty useless. You're not going to do much for your team, having hardly any defense and very little skill to upgrade that weaponry. Speaking of skill, be aware, things like shields and bows are great, but because they know people are going to go for shields and bows, they make them pretty expensive. Not only this, but especially bows, you need to have the right amount of archery skill to use that. Yes, I made that mistake. I bought a bow and I didn't have the archery skill for it. Look, I get it. Shut up. Shut up. Then it's just a matter of playing and slowly upgrading. You can retire once you get to a high enough skill level, or you can just completely respec your character if that's what you want to do. This mod is an interesting one. I loved CRPG for Warband and I put so many hours into it, and I think I'm going to do the same for this one. But it does have some of the positives, it also has some of the negatives that Warband's CRPG initially had. For example, it's really fun to have that more freedom and leveling up, taking care of a character. It adds a new level to Bannerlord's multiplayer that the native just doesn't include. You don't even have to log out between rounds to go onto the website and update your character and gear. It's all live. So if you have the website and a second monitor, you can give yourself some new equipment, and then it will be ready for you the next round you spawn in. You don't even have to leave the server. That's a really nice touch and quite impressive. Yet there's still a lot of bugs. If you forget to give yourself a weapon completely, the game just won't spawn you in. It also won't tell you that's the reason it's not spawning you in. You've got to work that out yourself. Sometimes there will just be random resets, and the website will just sell all your stuff for you. It's really annoying, if I'm going to be honest. I woke up one day and I had nothing. I had to rebuy all my weapons. But the main thing is this mod is incredibly hard to begin with. You're put into battles with everybody, no matter what level they are. Everything from level 1 peasants with sticks to level 30 knights with horses and plate armor. Look, you still get money and XP at the end of each round, but so slowly that you're going to be slaughtered time after time, completely outmatched by opponents for hours and hours before you get even a hint of a chance at beating them. And I guess this is more of a feature than an issue with the mod for some people. I mean, most of the players right now are the old CRPG veterans of Warband, yet I'm assuming the mod devs don't want it to stay that way. I'm assuming they want to bring in the new audience that Bannerlord has grown. New players that weren't in Warband and are just introduced in this title. But CRPG is so new player unfriendly. Why would a person new to Mount & Blade grind and grind through matches of dying over and over again because they're not physically able to kill a single person? Because they have a pitchfork and peasant clothes. They can't even penetrate the heavy plate of someone that's been playing for 20 hours on this mod. They have to play for 3 or 4 hours just to get a basic arming sword, and then they're still going to get killed. Why would they carry on playing? They wouldn't. They would just leave and go and do something else. So you might say, look, that's part of the mod, just get better at the game. But you have to think about it logically, trying to grow a modification to a wider audience. If the people you want to play this mod are the Mount & Blade veterans from the past, you know, the hardcore players, that's fine. But if you want to grow this mod into something that's bigger than Warband's ever was, you have to have some sort of ranked games or ranked servers that will cater towards newer players. Because we've seen it in Mordhau. That game died because of this same reason. Eventually people got so good at it and so hardcore that there was no point of a new player coming in. A Steam sale would come on, someone new would buy it, and they'd leave after a few hours because they couldn't do anything. There was such a high skill cap in that title that it wasn't friendly to new players. If you didn't keep on playing, there was no reason for you to come back after a while. There needs to be some carrot on the stick mechanic to get those new players in to keep this mod growing. Give people a chance to get kills no matter their weapons or armor. Because whilst it's fun for the veteran players and saying get good is, you know, fun, this is about building a community, right? This isn't about just catering towards hardcore players. Or maybe CRPG is. And if mod developers, that's your case and that's the only audience you want, fair enough. I think it's an incredibly good mod and I think there is a lot to love here. I can't wait to see how it's expanded with new weapons and armor and to see what they can bring into the future. Because CRPG was fantastic in Warband and boy, it's only got better for Bannerlord.